The only reason Saeed notices this is because of the piece of the wire that's sticking out, but it makes no sense as to why that happened.
And you figure you patch me up and buy your ticket into heaven?
Jack doesn't need a ticket into heaven. As far as I'm aware, God does not punish people for letting others sin. But hey, integrity. Where did Sawyer find the time to make a house this nice?
It's been 2 days since Saeed took off on his own.
Saeed is a grown man and a torturer. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Come back when he's found what he's looking for.
Saeed said he was going to map the island. What gives you the impression he's looking for something?
He left because of what happened. Because of what he did.
It was an accident.
Jack keeps defending Saeed. He must have forgotten that he plunged a knife into a guy's arm.
Saeed's a trained soldier, Kate. Take care of himself.
This is the first sensible thing Jack has said since the episode began.
Doc, what do you think this is? This rash?
I'm going to assume you came to Jack about something not a rash. Otherwise, it shouldn't take you that long to come up with the word rash.
I mean, have you taken a look at everybody out there?
With as many hypochondriacs as there are in the world, he probably has.
Dude, I'm just saying, it'd be sweet if we could have, I don't know, something to do.
Maybe you can all take turns reading Watership Down. Boone doesn't seem to mind. Rousseau asks questions about Alex in both English and French, hoping that her captive is either English or French, when he is obviously Arabic. Why not just ask in English? It's your best bet. Saeed starts talking before the subtitles come on the screen, and that bothers me.
Whoa, dude.
They don't show us what's in the bag because they want to keep the suspense for when he builds a golf course, but that doesn't make him building one any less outrageous.
16 years. Has it really been that long?
Wouldn't it at least feel like you've been on the island for 16 years?
You just happened to hear my distress call?
Well, if you come in range of the island, what other distress call are you gonna hear?
Rousseau.
I'm impressed. Saeed knows how to perfectly pronounce French names.
But they control it now.
They.
You. And the others like you.
If Rousseau really believes that Saeed is one of the others, then why would she refer to his people as they? It would make more sense to refer to them as your people.
Nadia. Her name is Nadia.
I still don't get why TV and movie characters always feel the need to repeat what someone's name is, but with the extra, their name is. Saeed isn't supervised during this interrogation, so he can have his moment with Nadia and we can have our boring exposition.
Not old enough to understand that being pushed in the mud was a sign of affection.
It isn't, no matter how old you are.
And now you're a traitor to your country.
Only presumably. Cut her some slack, Saeed.
These are handiworks of your friends.
Believe it or not, not everyone in the military is buddy-buddy with each other.
Tell me more about her, the woman, Nadia.
The correct thing to say here would be tell me about her, because Saeed hasn't given her any information already.
But there's nothing to do around.
Well, you gotta figure out stuff to do, know what I'm saying?
I agreed with you, but then you said, know what I mean, so now I wonder if you actually meant what you said.
I know I saw it.
Whatever it is you're looking for, why didn't you just take it earlier when you had the idea?
Dude, can I borrow this? What? Thanks, man.
Hurley was apparently unable to find any other straight sticks on an island jungle.
So you heard my transmission. Came looking for me, for answers.
And here we have the let another character repeat what was just told to them so we can skip the actual explanation cliche.
Nadia. You left her too?
Rousseau's strange obsession with Nadia is only put in this episode to make for extremely vague exposition.
She's dead.
Because of me.
Saeed's only assuming that Nadia is dead, and even so, she would have died anyways if he hadn't let her escape, so he's really just hating on himself for no reason. Bondage slavery.
I was an artist in a previous life.
I thought you were in construction.
I am. I mean,
Just because Jack was a doctor his entire life, doesn't mean that everyone else can only do one thing in their life.
island open.
Fuck you.
What?
You know what? I'm removing a sin just because Jack feels the same way I do. Rose before island golf courses, yo.
You built a golf course?
And how lucky he was that someone brought all the materials he needed to build one on the plane.
Rich idiots fly to tropical islands all the time to whack.
Well, you're certainly one of those things.
This is what you've been wasting your time on?
Hurley built this in less than a day. Don't get me wrong, Michael, I agree with you, but building a golf course in a day, I'd say that's a day well spent.
Running from boars and monsters. Freaking polar bears.
Corrections. The boar running from you, there's no actual proof that there is a monster, and you've seen one polar bear.
Polar bears.
You didn't hear about the polar bear?
Of course he didn't, because Sawyer shot it with his plot convenience gun.
It was a gift from my love. For our anniversary.
and then I killed him.
I could take a look at it if you freed my hands.
Actually, Saeed can look at it whether or not his hands are free. The only thing worse than a fat guy playing golf is a fat guy waving his junk at people who are playing golf.
You offered to fix my music box. After all I've done to you.
Hey, don't sweat it. We don't get it either.
And how did you come to be on this island, Daniel?
I imagine Rousseau is waiting for a flashback to happen to explain it for her. 96 fucking seconds of exposition that is explained so much better in a flashback in Season 5.
Have you seen other people on this island?
No.
Well, that's definitely a lie. We know for a fact that she saw Ben when he took her child, and she continues to talk about these others that she's so afraid of. I'm removing a sin for absolutely no reason. Saeed is completely dismissing the fourth wall right now. ABC must have used up their budget on Lost, considering they just used a Windows Movie Maker transition to go to the next scene.
I almost didn't recognize you. You're smiling.
Yeah, I too have problems recognizing people when their muscles contract differently than normal.
Put the gun down, Daniel.
Saeed takes the riskier path of confronting Rousseau, even though he could have just gone back to the camp. Omar doesn't bounce back from the bullet until a full second after it would have shot him. Shouldn't Saeed have a limp after shooting himself in the leg?
You'll find me in the next life. If not in this one.
Saeed gives no clues as to what the hell he's talking about.
Come with me.
Saeed could have avoided all this by asking that in the first place.
Babak says he sings.
Make it 10 and you're on.
I don't have any cash, but I'll bet my dinner on the dock.
I got 2 tubes of sunscreen, a flashlight, says he chokes.
I'll take that action.
Yeah, me too.
This betting system makes no sense. Saeed conveniently hears the whispers right after hearing about the whispers.
Am I so different from the little girl in the schoolyard who used to push you in the mud?